Good evening, guys. How are y'all doing this evening? We are, oh, excuse me, let me turn one of my volumes down. Hold on one second. Got two devices going here. Okay, had to mute that one for a minute. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Nada. Hey, A1. How y'all doing this evening? Um, I'm gonna do this live real quick to report on this missing little girl out of Enterprise, Alabama. That's about 10 miles from Fort Rucker. Let me get my notes out for y'all. Okay, can y'all hear me okay? All right. Try to see if a few more people's gonna come in here. Okay, thank you, Nada. This is a case I've been following since about sometime yesterday afternoon. I heard about it. Got a missing little girl, Genesis Nova Reid, 2 years old, out of Enterprise, Alabama. Like I said, that's about 10 miles from Fort Rucker. She was last seen. Her mom reported her missing on February the 17th. Said she woke up, her bedroom door was open, and she was missing. Further investigation put it that no one remembers seeing Genesis, which her nickname is Bun Bun. So nobody had seen Bun Bun since January the 8th, is when the landlord said he last saw her, when the mother, Adrian, went to go pay the rent. Now, the father, who lives in Florida, came and is in is now involved with the search. The mother has been detained, not any charges filed. Um, she hasn't been charged with anything, but they have detained her for questioning. Um, and the mother's story, of course, it's changed several times over the course of the last 2 days of investigating this, and it is, of course, she has named a lady named Mariah in this, saying that someone named Mariah has her. Now, if we remember back to the Casey Anthony, Zanny the nanny had Kaylee, right? So, this is what it's beginning to sound like. The 2-year-old has been missing for over a month, it's looking like, and somebody else has her. So, um, like I said, the father was 3 hours away. He had been trying to get in touch with her since New Year's, have been trying to make arrangements to get her. Now, they say that she has another son that's already in state's care. And if I'm not mistaken, he has a son that's a little bit older that he has custody of. And from what I was hearing, he was trying to get custody of little Genesis, um, due to the mother's unstable lifestyle and maybe mental condition. So that's what I know so far this evening when it comes to this case. Um, so I have I'm trying to get her picture up here. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get this to screen share so we can get her picture up here. My computer's just being slow as usual. Well, I hope everybody's doing okay this evening. But this case, I always get these cases close to me. I always get me down in the dumps. This one's about 2 hours from me. So this would be another case that I would go do boots on the ground if I didn't have to work. Um, so let me see if I can get her picture at least shared and the information going. I don't know why my computer always wants to be a butthead when I'm trying to do something. Let me stop it and restart it real quick on that. Let's see. Screen share. Mm. Hey, right, how you doing this evening? I hope you're feeling better. I'm trying to get the word out about this missing 2-year-old out of Enterprise, Alabama. I'm trying to get my computer to screen share so I can get her face up here on my screen. Hey, Tina. I didn't see you sneaking in here. Hey, Lady R. How are you this evening, hun? Let me see what this is. Let's see. There we go. Got it screen sharing there now, guys. Look at her. 2-year-old Genesis Nova Reid, missing out of Enterprise, Alabama, reported missing February the 15th, I believe it was. Said that the mother said she woke up, her bedroom door was open, and she was gone. But further investigation showed that she had not been seen since January, at least January the 8th, and some are saying even they haven't seen her since Christmas. But the landlord said that he did see her whenever the mom Adrian had went to pay her January rent, that he did see the little girl. As far as I know, January the 8th was the last sighting of this little girl, and now she's claiming that a lady named Mariah has her. Um, Now some items were found around that apartment building in the back. They found a car seat, which that could just be a dumping ground for anybody, you know. Making sure I'm still on here. And then they found I believe a blanket and a mattress. But what's going on with Lady R? What's wrong, Lady R? Anyway, so they found some items. They found a mattress. They found a car seat. They found a blanket. But that could just be where people's been dumping stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has anything to do with the missing 2-year-old Miss Genesis. That's what we'll call her. Um, so that doesn't prove anything yet because, of course, we all know when it comes to searches, you find all kinds of stuff. But and this was found near the apartment complex where Miss Genesis is from, where she lives, and it's just not sounding good. And I'm not looking for a good outcome. I'm always hopeful for a good outcome. But this is sounding worse and worse at every update we get. Yeah, Holler Girl, I've got it. I had took my notes too on it. Enterprise, Alabama, I was telling them was about 9 miles from Fort Rooker. It's about 2 hours from me. So, um, at first they had said that the daycare, I believe, was the last that she had been going to daycare and stuff, but she hadn't. She hadn't been seen since January. I know, I know. 2-year-olds don't go missing from their houses. Not unless you don't know how to lock a front door when you go and a back door when you go to bed at night. And even then, most 2-year-olds, uh, they're scared of the dark and stuff. They ain't gonna try to, go nowhere. Not for real. Let me get a link out here in case anybody wants to come up and chit chat. If anybody wants to put, I don't think I'm not gonna be showing anything that needs a fair use in there, but it's always trigger warnings and fair use if my mods want to throw it up in there for me. Um, I've been clicking them files, avoided the ad lady or I know it, but and these kids, these kids, I'm telling you, y'all are doing way better than me with the Epstein files because they're so overwhelming to me. I have to break it down little by little because if I sit and read it like y'all were doing, it'd be driving me crazy. All right, there's the link if anybody wants to come up and chit chat. The link's in chat, guys. Um, so anyways, this will be something that I'll be if I don't go live about it, I'll be keeping you posted on my wall about it. Cause like this is another one that's close to home for me. So how's everybody's evening going so far? It's overwhelming. Adult content, yes, adult content. Thank you, A1, for putting everything out there. Randall Island. I seen where is that there's a oh, is it there's a ranch in did they say New Mexico? I was watching a TikTok live last night. What is the name of that ranch that they said that there's some possibly yes, Zorro Ranch where they said that there could be some bodies buried there. Yeah, and then the who yeah, who what was the man's name that bought it, guys? I forgot the man's name that had bought it. He changed the address they said on it and everything. I mean, it's like in the same location, but he changed the address. And I did have it right, didn't I? It's in New Mexico, right? I believe that's what they were saying last night. I was gonna remember the Zorro Ranch too. I'm glad y'all knew it. Yeah, they somebody bought it and changed the address on it, Lady R. I seen it just last night on a TikTok live with they were talking about it. It can't be on. That's what everybody keeps skipping. Well, what am I missing then? Because I know they said somebody had bought it and changed the address. Do you think that's why somebody got away with maybe claiming it? Is because they changed the address on it? Oh my gosh, I wish I knew how to get hold of I think her name is Carrie Crowdsource Carrie is her name, and I follow her on TikTok, and she was talking about this last night. And a self-described mega Trump Republican running for the controller revealed as owner of Jeffrey Epstein. See, that's what I thought. No, they just turned it over to the next. Hey, okay. It's weird how it works, but they don't own the land. It's hard to explain. The only own the It's hard to explain. They only own the house on the land. Oh, okay. Well, I knew I was hearing what A1 had put right there that Don Huff finds. Estate sold it for cheap, I bet. The land is in a federal type trust, so they just own the house itself. Well, you think the land will get searched? Do you think it'll be searched with them saying that they think that there's people buried there? I don't want to say children buried there, but I'm sure that's exactly what they meant. They can search. It is being searched. Okay, Nada. They won't find bodies. You think they'll find traces of where bodies were, though? Not with, not with Trump in power of DOJ. Oh, see it get. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. Burn it down from Washington to Hollywood. Just burn crooked ass. They can't dig. They blowing smoke up our asses. They will search the ground with GP machine. Well, what if something shows up? Then will they be able to dig? See, I have questions. But they're all natives buried, and any lack of dirt will have proven before they dig. Yes, if they are sure it's a body, they can. I know, right. But their bodies are more likely under the dead horses on the property, and they can't dig to find, so they won't be able to dig up those dead horses to see if they're underneath there. There will be lots of hoops to jump to have full access to that land, in my opinion. See, y'all are full of information about this. They will have to be sure in order to dig. And you don't think they'll ever be sure, huh, Lady R? Or you're just saying they'll just blow smoke up our ass and say it wasn't nothing there, as far as uh didn't nothing to see here, folks. Didn't find no reason to be digging, nothing to see here. Lay down. Y'all don't start now. You know I'm on a live. Almost like y'all can just sense that I'm doing something. It's such a sickness we can't unsee it once we start reading and watching. Well, using GP tells people where lack of dirt is. Lack of dirt can mean a body. It can mean a structure from the native, etc., etc. True. So they will have to get it permitted, like archaeology permits, geology, etc. It's found ceremonial ground. I don't think they will get to find much of it. Oh yeah, if it's ceremonial ground, yeah, you're right. Has anybody like talked to the people from that area and what they think about all of that that's going on? You know, what they think about Zorro Ranch and stuff like that? Like, have people been interviewed about that? That, hey Connie, how are you doing tonight? They don't talk. Hey Connie. I was just going over a missing child's case earlier, and now we're back on Epstein stuff. It just disappoints me even more in human race. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Stop. Stop. Thank you. Women are who made Epstein's abuse possible. There's that part. Take will hide now. These rich POs can make the world a good place. I know. Exactly. You always want to think that the good outweighs the bad, but then you start reading Epstein files. Right, Connie, that's what we were saying last night. That people that's what Lady not Lady R, but Hollow Girl, I think, had posted that too, about people thought, it was crazy and being conspiracy theorist, and now look at how things have came about. Absolutely disgusting and heartbreaking. Hillary just makes me sick. Did you see the two done on her? No, I didn't. Trump's ICE background check man just got caught in a sting they did in New Mexico. What? See, I depend on my chat for so much more. Ivana as well. She didn't care as long as Daddy wasn't after her. Mm-mm. Pig. Yes, I agree with that, Nada. That's why I say burn Washington, D.C. to the ground and burn Hollywood to the ground. If it was men only who did it, it would still be happening. There's evil women in this world who make it possible, and no one ever talks about them. Mothers were dropping their daughters off. Yeah, oh, yeah. Minnesota busted the man in charge of running ICE hires background checks. Well, isn't Trump pulling ICE out of Minnesota now? I thought I heard that he was backing ICE up out of there. Anyways, guys, getting back to this case at hand, doesn't that sound like a Casey Anthony thing going on though? Blaming somebody else for having her child that's been missing for a month, over a month, and here it is. I think the only reason she reported her missing was because the daddy was saying, "Hey, I'm coming because I'm gonna lay eyes on my child and get her." And I think that's the only reason she came up with that story of, oh, she went missing, that night and da 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 da. I got up, the bedroom door was open, and she was just gone, just gone. So that's what it sounded like to me. Good night, Nada. Have a good evening. I forget that y'all are an hour ahead of me. A lot of my ladies haven't been feeling good. I know Outright wasn't feeling good. Mama Bear's just now getting over her pneumonia bronchitis. And there was another one of my mods that wasn't feeling good yesterday. So, anyways, instead of having Zanny the nanny in this case, we have a lady named Mariah. Did y'all see the one where we were talking about it last night where the mother jumped out of that two-story building with the baby in her arms, with the toddler in her arms, and both of them passed away. What do y'all think about that lady that let her kids go out and they fell through the ice and drowned, and she made some kind of weird interview about it? Oh, and there was another arrest made. Oh, what was this? It was another arrest made in another case I was following too. Dadgummit, what was it? Oh, the girl that got where her stepbrother unalived her on the cruise ship. They arrested him today and charged him. Oh wow, Lady R, really? That's crazy. It's been about a month or so back. Pickles, I saw it. I think it was on. I think I saw that on TikTok. How did you get out, Lady R? Was you able to get out on your own, or did somebody have to come and get you out? Like, was you able to grab hold to the edges and get yourself out? Oh, it was 3 foot deep. Oh, girl. Well, when you said pond, I was thinking over your head. Yeah, they pretty much knew it's been him. I don't know what's taking them so long to arrest his butt and charge him. Oh, they come and pulled you out. Well, that was nice of them. Oh, I bet it's something you don't never forget. See, you sitting here telling us about it, something like that. You don't forget that. Sh Red Lake, she burned 2 older kids and a baby. She she tortured, caught her towards she was pleading mentally ill. Yeah, I'm sick of that shit too. Okay, you mentally ill, well, here's you a damn asylum to go to for the rest of your life. You ain't gonna be walking around the free folk. Yeah, I was a little pump of Seymour, Connecticut. I was in the newspaper. Oh, do you still have the newspaper clipping, Lady R? That would be cool. I seen where this one lady. I just seen this before we come live. Before I went live, one lady was sitting on a 1 year old and was trying to sat on got naked and sat on a 1 year old and was trying to suffocate her. And she was hollering she's mentally ill too. I do not have the clipping. I can get it from the New Haven Register though. You should get it and put it in a scrapbook or put it in a photo album. At least put it somewhere. I was trying to think. There was something else I heard too besides the naked lady. Oh, I think it was. I think this is out of Texas, Lady. Or did you hear about the soldier that beat the shit out of a 2 year old because he didn't want to practice his? I think they said two because he didn't want to practice his letters. Who practices their letters at two, anyways? But he's in jail. Like they arrested him. He's still in jail. I thought they said Texas because oh, where was he? Fort. I think they said Fort Briggs. Is that in Texas? Yeah, you know them soldiers are trained to do all kind of crazy shit, and then they go and beat the shit out of a toddler, like not a spanking, but beat, like hand to fist. I mean, fist to face and stuff. You know. Well, we're talking about average children, act right? We're not talking about little geniuses. We know you have a little genius, but I'm just saying you wouldn't have beat him if he wouldn't have been practicing his letters at 2. If I could find a state or country where this horrible, it happens everywhere. There's not a safe place. East Texas. I had a grandmother that lived in Middle Texas. Never he wanted to learn. Y'all had some little geniuses. Now I can't get them to write a sentence for me without a fight, right? Uh, I don't think Atwright has that problem. He's still her little boy's in gifted classes and stuff. He's super smart. If you talk to them babies, they talk back. My daughters and son love to copy and trace letters. My son has been an Mensa member since 12 years. Wait, since he was 12 years old. Thankfully, he got a full ride scholarship. Oh, he is, but he gets bored so easy. I had a cousin that was like that. He got bored and they wanted to put him up like 2 grades, but I think they only let him go up 1 grade. They wouldn't let, like my cousin didn't want him going up 2 grades just because she didn't want him to be, that much younger than skipping the whole 2 grades. So, but he did go up 1 grade. We play connect the dots at first. That's hey. His IQ is 182. Wow. I think all kids have done lipstick and mascara. I know 2 of mine did that, and then 2 of my grandbabies have did that. It was a way different reaction than when mine did it than when the grandbabies did it. Cause when mine did it, they got in a whole lot of trouble, but when my grandbabies did it, I was like, "Oh, look at them being little artists. Ain't that just beautiful?" Them grandbabies can do no wrong. Well, they can, but, we don't think they can. That's good, Lady R. A1, I can't believe his IQ. Yeah, he's considered a genius. A IQ that high? He had a perfect score both times. Wow. My son is a little irritated that he has to do school line and regular like a regular human. Do high school like a regular human. I homeschooled one of mine, but I was, oh my gosh. It wasn't because I really wanted to, but I did it. And the youngest one was begging for me to let her do it at the same time. And I was like, no, ma'am, I can't do but one of y'all at a time. And plus, you're good with being in public school and being around people and not antisocial, and school's good for you, you know. Not me, lady. I was ready to pull my hair out of my head. I went to gifted high school for free. Wow. Well, yeah, with a IQ of 180. I ain't homeschool. I didn't want to homeschool one, much less nine. Do you know how organized and self disciplined you have to be to actually homeschool them? You know, nine kids. I was barely organized and self disciplined enough to do one, much less nine. No way. Now, if I was rich and could hire them tutors and stuff like that, yeah, that'd been fine. But not me do it. No. That's dedication. Yeah, nine kids on all different levels. Woo wee. Uh-uh. Mm. I have a sister-in-law that has homeschooled all four of hers, and uh-uh. Nope. That's just too much self-discipline for me. That's plenty. Yeah. My son did have us both mother and father and licensed teacher, so it was easier. Well, yeah, if I'd have been a licensed teacher, but I ain't the damn one to be. I don't have that kind of patience. And with my son, everything was one on one. Like you had to like be with him the whole time. You couldn't just be like, okay, here's an assignment, go do it, bring it back to me. It wasn't like that. It was total one on one to get him to be able to grasp everything. And it was miserable. I hated it. Hated it. On each of our classes field trip. Oh, well, that okay, well, that's special. I bet he's a success now, is it? Um, he he graduated. We'll put it that way. He's very It's not that he's not successful, but he's very hands on with stuff. He's not one to pick up books and stuff. He's very hands on with everything that he does. You know, he works with his hands and stuff like that. Um, but yes, I mean, he does fine. It's just he'll tell you, I can't read and write, and he can. It's just that he don't want to anybody asking him, "Hey, read this to me," or "Hey, go write this out." He don't want them. No, I don't know how to read and write. I'm like, "Well, quit telling people that." He is happy, yes. And I was happy after 2 years of pulling my hair out and getting him where he needed to be. Oh my God. Yeah, he was sinking hard in public school. I had to get him out of there, and I knew, and I almost waited too late because I didn't see the challenging signs of the learning part of it. I was just looking at it as this is a behavioral problem, and it was a learning disability, and I almost didn't catch that in time. I really almost let that slip by me. So I got him out of public school, and we I really got him on the fast track to learning how to, read and write and multiplications and straight. I really just a lot of basic stuff that he had been missing. And like I said, once I got him out of there, it was 10 times improvement. Because they don't, a lot of public schools, they don't have time. Hey, if you're left behind, you're just behind. They just moving it right on along. So I caught it in time that I got him out of that public school, and you know, but I'm telling you, it was a nightmare. That's true too, Lady R. Yes, it's very true. Hey, I was struggling, but I did, like I said, you have to have the discipline and the dedication to do it, and at least, try to get them to where they need to be in life. So, and my daughters, they just went through it like a breeze, and they're very happy in their professions and stuff. But yeah, getting him through it was hard. Yes, and that's what I did with reading. What I did with reading, since he didn't like to just read like regular classroom curriculum, so I let him pick out magazines that he liked. I didn't care if they were truck magazines, um, mechanic magazines. I didn't care what they were as long as he was reading, you know. So, because you got to know how to read and write. That's just. But once I learned that it's okay not to follow a certain curriculum with them, you do so much better. Like Lady R was saying, they have a different pace that they learn, and you've got to let them, you know, do that. My phone trying to ring. That's exactly right. If you let them study and do what they are good at, they'd realize we don't need a government. That's right. Yes. You got the high interest material, and that's what I did. I just finally was like, okay, let's just shove all this to the side, and let's just whatever you're interested in, if you can read it and we can learn how to read that, this is what we're going to learn how to read. And like I said, I didn't care if it was a big truck magazine, I didn't care if it was a mechanic magazine, I didn't care if it was Sports Illustrated, I didn't care what it was. If you can read the words, this is what we're going to get. But anyways, guys, all right, well, we've been on here almost an hour. Like I said, I will keep us updated on the missing little girl out of Enterprise, Miss Genesis. We hope that she's found safe. I hope there is a Mariah. I hope that she is with Mariah, and I hope that she's alive and well. And like I said, I will keep y'all posted on that as updates come in. I will put them on my wall if I'm not able to go live about it. And we'll just keep Miss Genesis in our prayers and hope for a good outcome there. And we just hope that she's found safe, guys. And we pray for all the missing. And we hope that they're found. Um give justice one way, even if it's not the outcome we hope for, we hope that they're found so that they can get justice. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I have an early day tomorrow. Um, but everybody, y'all have a great evening. Keep little Genesis in our prayers for the evening, and I will keep everybody posted. And everybody have a great night. Good night, everybody. Love you. What are you?